Hello, Lucas friends. This segment we have done Hey Movie and Stories, Part 1.
Yes.
This whole segment's gonna be about beer though. Right now we're going into spring and summer months, so we are looking for something a little bit lighter, something to take outside, work in the yard, play some volleyball. Yeah, since Luke runs our beer department, he's going to run us through our beer segment today. Luke V, first up, what we got first on deck?
So this topic today is going to be all about lagers. First one I chose is Yuengling, which is the traditional amber lager. It's probably the oldest brewery in the United States, but the Kansas City area only recently started getting this. So I figured it'd be a good one to show off on the show. The second one here is from Torn Label Brewing out in the Crossroads District, and it is their Nice Driveway Czech Style Pilsner. This is a seasonal from them, and I feel like it gets slept on quite a bit, just because while their IPAs are very notable, it seems like, you know, the lagers and pilsners just get absolutely just slept on, and you really shouldn't.
What a wonderful sound it is when the can is cracked.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing quite like it.
It's refreshing. It's a very nice sound back.
You just know that good times are coming.
Or you put the first cartridge into a Nintendo, and you don't have to blow in it or shake it. You just press power and it plays.
Like,
Beer's a lot more consistent than that, though.
Beer is a lot more consistent than Nintendo games, that's for sure.
You have to blow.
You learned a lot from Nintendo games, though. You learned a lot of troubleshooting.
you know the whole get rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
It's like,
This took a completely different direction. That was great.
That's what beer does.
So Yuengling, the traditional lager, is actually going to be an amber lager. And what is different from an amber lager? Well, obviously it's going to be a darker shade, usually amber in color, whereas a lot of lagers, pilsners, etc. are usually going to be lighter in color, more yellowish. What makes it an amber lager? How does it become an amber lager as opposed to the rest of these? Well,
That is a roasted question.
well, it's the roasting of the malts and the specific malts that they use to get this color. So it gives it a nice kind of dark roast, when I drink this, I almost think of like a lighter bock. The thing with lagers is that even though you get these like characteristics and these flavor profiles, it still finishes like pretty crisp and clean. And that's gonna be a characteristics that you see from a lot of these guys.
It's only 4.5%. That's another thing that I really enjoy about it.
Is it
It's what I
really?
really enjoy about just these style of beers.
So yeah, that's amber lager. Very self-explanatory, actually.
Crisp, easy drinking, low ABV, good spring summer beer.
Mm-hmm. Would you say we are having, like, I wouldn't say issues keeping it in the store, but just the amount that we have been selling?
Per capita, Kansas City is just beating the hell out of Texas. That's how they decided on how much Yuengling to bring to Kansas City, and it wasn't enough because you guys are drinking a lot of Yuengling.
You hear that? You guys are professionals.
You people out there.
All right, next up is the Torn Label Nice Driveway.
Did someone say nice driveway?
I did say nice driveway.
I do have a nice driveway.
Nice driveway.
Nice driveway, man.
It's got.
So before we actually get into talking about beer, I do have to talk about the story of this, and I'm doing it, don't quote me on the actual story, but supposedly a few people either from the Torn Label Brewery or a couple of brewers, friends and whatnot, and their designated driver took them all to his house. And when they woke up the next morning, they kind of were like, hope we weren't too bad or anything. And he said, no, but when we got home, you guys kept saying, nice driveway, nice driveway. So that's how they came up with the name for this beer. Nice driveway.
Nice driveway.
Nice
driveway.
driveway. Very
Nice
Can't complain about the driveway. It is nice.
I love this beer. This is probably my favorite thing that Torn Label does, and they do a lot of things that I love. But there is something that is really, really awesome about a well-done Czechoslovakian style Pilsner, which is what this is. They're going to be incredibly bready and yeasty and bright and super crisp on the finish, even more so than something like a Bud or Coors, you know, those super easy drinkers.
Let me
cut off on a weird point there.
One question I do get a lot, actually surprisingly more often than you would think, are people that ask, what is the difference between a Pilsner and a lager? A Pilsner is going to be a type of lager. So a Pilsner is a lager, and a lager is a type of beer. It's kind of like how people say, what's the difference between whiskey and bourbon? Well, all bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon. Kind of the same thing here. All Pilsners are lagers, but not all lagers are Pilsners. Typically, a Pilsner is going to be...
It is not necessarily hop forward, but it's hoppier than other style of lagers, and typically there's a couple specific style of hops that you have to use, like Saz hops, as well as a specific couple of these strains that you have to use.
Typically, when I think of Pilsner, I think of like a decent, like kind of fruity, almost fruity characteristic up front, but still finishes crisp. Whereas like lagers, I get a bit more
a little sweeter, a little creamier, a little less bitter. I would say for those that like a little bit more hop to their beer, but still want something that's easy drinking, low ABV, crisp is going to be the big connector of all lagers. I would highly recommend this one.
Torn Label, not just their nice dry away, but when they come out with their like fest beer, I think they're killing it. I think they kill it with their lagers, especially their rice lager, which is also a seasonal, unfortunately. But yeah, this is, I mean, their IPAs are great. Their lagers, Torn Label's lagers, do not sleep on them, 100%.
This one's 5.3%, so another one. It's great for yard work or anything that you're doing outside over spring and summer, fall.
It's good. It's
ball game beers. That was part 1 of episode 1 of Hey Luke V and stories. Lots of stories come up when you're talking beer. Today we went over Yuengling, a newer product into the Kansas City area. We talked about how popular it has been for the city. And then we followed that up with Torn Label, Nice Driveway. Gave you the story of how the name came about. Scott came in and he was gracious enough to bless us with his appearance. We talked stories. So thank you guys again for watching part 1, episode 1 of Hey Luke V and Stories. And we look forward to seeing you for part 2 of episode 1 here in the next couple days. Hey Luke V! Okay. Oh, you need a glass. Where's your glass? Did you not have a glass?
No, I drank from the can like an animal.